She's the beautiful little girl whose parents are scared to let her play outside. Skylar has seizures when she gets too excited. At just 2, she's already been through a lot.
She's turning blue. You try and grab the bag and mask or give her some breath. And then you sit there and you just wonder, why did I take her outside? And I'm straining to read.
Just to know that, yep, she's smiling and she's running around 1 minute, but that can change very quickly.
When will we finally breathe?
She's a little girl at the mercy of a devastating illness. Skylar Coughlin was only 12 weeks old when she had her first seizure.
It was like she was convulsing and not aware, but it was like I was just grabbing her, cuddling in my chest, trying to almost stop her. Like it was like something that I couldn't stop.
Over the next 4 months of her life, Skylar's seizures kept happening and the severity of them intensified. Her parents, Daniel and Bianca, knew their daughter was suffering a type of epilepsy. What they weren't prepared for was what they would find out when she was 7 months old. And that's how bad her condition was.
I was never prepared for the severity that Dravet syndrome was going to be. So,
don't be sorry.
It's a genetic problem, so you're born with it, but it doesn't actually run in the family. It's a brand new genetic problem, and it happens for just by chance, no good reason at all.
Skylar suffers from the illness so severely, she's now experiencing seizures multiple times a week. Some of them have been so intense, she's been intubated in ICU. Other times, she's been flown from her Victorian home in Mildura to Melbourne's Royal Children's Hospital.
they tell me I'm too young to understand.
But what is difficult to document is how intensely Dravet syndrome dictates this family's every waking moment.
It is like being on call 24/7. There is this layer of being a carer that falls upon being a parent.
So wake me up.
Along with managing the medications and the seizures, they're fighting a battle just as important, letting little Skylar be a child. It's her desperation to play and have fun versus overstimulation causing violent seizures.
It's heartbreaking. Like, she's at the door banging on the window because she just wants to go outside. And I take her outside. I do, because I give in and I just want to see her smile. And 5 minutes in, she's capsized over and I catch her and I'm carrying her back inside. If Daniel's out there, I'll just yell out to him, seizure.
So you're constantly on a tightrope of carer versus mother.
I've turned into this helicopter parent. I'm always right beside her. We have to be. This is what happened yesterday. And she was having eye flutters. She was giving me the signs. But she didn't want to come when I picked her up. So I let her play for a little bit longer. And then got her. I thought she was going to be okay. She already had 3 in a row.
Wake me up when it's all over.
Dravet syndrome is at the severe end of the epilepsy spectrum, and most cases are caused by a mutation of the SCN1A gene, which is required for the proper function of brain cells. Dravet syndrome was only discovered 30 years ago, and currently there is no cure. Seizures can cause cognitive delays and behavioural problems. Dr. John Lawson from Sydney Children's Hospital.
The other major advances which might come is gene therapy, and we're just at the beginning of this, of therapies that direct, that really work on the genetic problem.
One of the 5 medications Skylar is on costs $40,000 a year. Skylar's prescription is thankfully covered by the Royal Children's Hospital, but many sufferers are not covered and are forking out the money for it as the drug is not yet included in the pharmaceutical benefit scheme.
You want them to be a kid. It's just what you expect to happen, and then it sort of gets slammed in your face, so you can't do that, I suppose. Yeah.
Dravet syndrome paves a lonely road for sufferers and their parents who often end up tethered to their homes. Contracting even the common cold can cause a fever that triggers seizures. Daniel and Bianca are speaking out in the hope other Dravet families don't feel so isolated.
You have these good days and you forget. It's like maybe this is all just a really bad dream, you know, and then it happens again. And you realise it's not a bad dream, it's just your reality.
Tragically, one of the brutal facts of Dravet syndrome is the risk of sudden unexplained death in epilepsy. 1 in 5 sufferers will either die in their sleep or from complications of a seizure.
It is hoped that, but not proven yet, that some of these new medicines will help change that figure.
The unthinkable is a reality too cruel for the Coghlan family to even entertain. They live one day at a time, deeply in love with their little girl.
It's day by day, minute by minute. It's having a hospital bag packed.